Welcome to TK Civics and today's topic, why are American drivers so bad? You might be asking, are American drivers that bad? Well, if you have to ask that question, you've probably never driven in countries like Belgium, Norway, Sweden, Germany, the Netherlands, and Denmark, and many others. And if you have driven in those countries, you know that the rules of the road and driving etiquette are far superior in those and many other countries compared to those in the United States. And let's talk about the reasons why. The first reason why Americans are bad drivers is because of education. And some examples would be, have you ever seen many people trying to get through a traffic circle and they don't happen to know the rules at all? The whole point of a traffic circle is to maintain continuous flow and yield the right of way, not quickly enter the traffic circle and not wait for the entire traffic circle to be clear before you enter. Another example would be the lack of lane discipline. Have you been on the highway or freeway or expressway and you notice how many people are camping out in the left lane, which is also known as the passing lane? And this is a huge pet peeve of many people. And those people that are usually camping out in the left lane usually have an excuse like, I was going the speed limit, or there was no one behind you. That doesn't matter. It's called a passing lane. And it's a proven fact that passing on the right is more dangerous than speeding itself. But most people don't know that the left lane is for passing only. The simple fact is there is a lack of education when it comes to obeying the rules of the road, driver etiquette, and just being alert. The second reason is drug use. Not just illegal drugs, but also pharmaceuticals. Everything from sedatives like Ambien and benzodiazepines to many other prescription drugs. Illegal drug use and the use of sedatives causes people to be less alert while they're driving. And then, of course, there's distracted driving. That's everything from talking on the phone to social media such as TikTok and Instagram. These are very common occurrences in the United States where people are distracted while they're driving and therefore making the roads less safe. And then, of course, there's the American culture. And there's a general selfishness that goes along with many Americans and the me culture that I only care where I'm going and I don't care about anyone else. And then, of course, there's the supersized vehicles, really large vehicles that many people have a hard time driving. And these things are not mutually exclusive. When you combine that many people haven't been educated or fail to obey by the rules of the road, combined with the possibility that they're using drugs, either illegal drugs or pharmaceuticals, and they're distracted, combined with the American culture, you have a recipe for a lot of bad drivers on the road. Now let's go back to the original question. How does civics and government play a role in all this? Well, it plays a role in all of these things. If government was more effective, people would be more educated and better drivers. If there were more effective regulations on big pharma, less people would be using drugs. The widespread use of sedatives in the United States is far greater than many of our counterparts. And even distracted driving. With proper enforcement and better education, you'd have less distracted drivers. And then over time, you'd begin to change the American culture of bad driving behavior. And this topic is about so much more than just bad driving. This is about life and death. There is nothing more dangerous that most people do on an everyday basis than driving. And bad driving causes more deaths. Even compared to a place like Germany, where they have no speed limits on their highways, our death rate in America is twice as high per capita than it is in Germany. And that's with no speed limits. But you see, most people don't want to talk about government and regulations because they view government as the enemy. But here's a fact that most people fail to realize. Nothing impacts your quality of life more than government itself. When you have bad government, your life is affected negatively. When you have more effective government, your life is improved. And the reason I'm talking about this issue in my very first video, because this is just one of hundreds of other issues that more effective government could help improve. So I want to thank you for watching. I created this channel, TK Civics, not to just be another talking head channel. Please like and subscribe, and there's so much more to come. Government doesn't need to be so corrupt, and it doesn't have to be. Thanks for watching.